kids die, locked up in the houses where it's safe inside. Can't you all see that the war's going on? Right out in the streets on your own front lawn. Wake up everybody, cause we've all been played. Open your eyes, you're no longer a slave. Only your bullet that can open our cage. And we all break free, we all break free.
Now, other than you and Kevin, what are the other names? Who are the other members, the bass player and drummer?
Well, our drummer's name is Brian. We call him B-Lock. And we just got a new bass player recently. His name is Kenny Luck. He's been making a couple of the tour stops with us.
Okay.
So the four pieces back together. Our brother Benny had to step away from the band to take care of his some personal things in his life.
Okay.
And some family as well. So he had to step to the side, and after a long time, we finally came across somebody else. So.
Okay. Well, it's I'm glad to see you guys rocking, man. It's now you were just at the Music City Liberty Fest not too long ago, and how was that? How was the crowd down there?
Well, it was a good crowd. I'd say there was probably a couple hundred people there at least. I think it was probably one of the better Liberty shows we've played ever, really. It was organized very well. It was run very well. It was positive vibrations the whole time. It was definitely a lot of people working together, sharing ideas and all kinds of stuff. It was a little bit different as far as between all the speakers, and then music and all, just again, because there's a lot of speakers. It's a Liberty Fest, so people speak freely about different things, and some people are turned on by some things, and some people are really turned off by other things, you know, so, but, all in all, man, it was a very solid time. Barbie Dunn and Dan Hagen did a lot of the organizing for the event. A lot of great bands, a lot of great speakers. Our brother Adam Kokesh was there. Awesome to see him. Always good to see him. The guys from copblock.org were there. Jordan Page was playing with us, so it's like there's a lot of great talent in the room, a lot of great people, who are like-minded, and man, when we stepped up on that stage, it was just like, I see all these people, like, it's because it was later at night, it's an all-day festival, they were tired and sitting down, I was like, I'm not having this shit, man, like, you better lose those chairs right now and get up here, like, this is the reason that we need this revolution in the first place.
Right.
People sitting down for too long, taking too much and not doing anything. Well, we're not going to do that here. Like, get up, let's do this. And immediately, man, like it turned into just like a heavy rock concert and people jumping around everywhere and just, letting their liberty flow out, man.
Well, I grew up just a couple hours south of there, and I know kind of how the mentality is. Down south, there's a lot of, there's a lot of patriotic people and a lot of people that need, awakened. I mean, it's, I hate to say it, but when, as I was growing up, there's a lot of people down there that follow strong political lines, and they don't see what we all see, what we've wakened up to. I think it's definitely a plus that you guys, were playing down there. I was a little surprised that somebody actually organized an event down there, but I'm very glad that it happened, and hopefully in the future, that'll get even bigger. I would love to start one around here. I just don't know who to contact. I don't know if it's how is that set up? How are you guys contacted now? When somebody, obviously a Liberty Fest type event is going to be a little different than a regular concert because, like you said, you have speakers and spoken word, things like that. I know Kokesh gets up there and talks and kind of gets the crowd going a little bit, and you've got all these different people doing kind of different things. I mean, there's different genres of music being played. How are you guys, do people just, I mean, obviously you've made your friends and you have your little groups and stuff that you kind of all stay in contact with, but when a promoter, how do they come across to you guys? I mean, how do they contact you guys, say, hey, we need, we want you to be a part of this. Do you kind of have to make a decision? I'm sure you've been asked to more than one event. How do you guys decide, what event you're going to do?
Well, there's a lot of things that factor in for that. The reality of it is when you're traveling with 5 people, an extra big van. We drive in a long Ford, like 12 or 15 passenger van.
Right.
And but you travel with 5 people in a 5x8 trailer loaded with your gear. Like, you're not going to be able to be a band for very long if you got to cover it all yourself all the time.
Right.
So there are a lot of different organizations, including festivals, that have helped us get to places, which is we're very thankful for. Because again, you can't do it out of your own pocket, or you won't be able to do what you love to do for very long.
Exactly.
And but a lot of this stuff too, like if we can, you know, there's times where it's like, hey, there's this particular show that it's like we'll die to play it. You know what I mean? Like, let's just go, you know, so we go, you know, but there's this fine line in between, you know, needing to grow and being able to be, you know, functional. And you can't function as a band and make things happen when you don't have people that can help you along the way. So, but there's a lot of different people, you know, that have heard of us through a lot of the other Liberty events that we played. You know, I mean, we've played the Porcupine Freedom Festival up in New Hampshire, which has got, you know, up to like 2,000 people now or something like that. And we've been playing up there the last couple of years. We played the Seattle Hemp Festival last year, the 20th anniversary, and you know, we stopped 12,000 people in their tracks, and there was over 110,000 people there. You know.
Wow.
So, you know, it's like, and then we played, you know, Liberty Love Festivals up in Massachusetts. We played the Paul Festival down in Tampa, Florida, you know, so it's, we go where the protest goes, and the protest is everywhere. So if we can figure out a way to make it to that protest, like, we're there.
Okay. I know you guys work full-time. I know you guys have full-time jobs. Are your employees kind of working with you, or how does that work?
Well, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And when they don't, you got to find new employment, which which is never easy, you know, but like we're in this, you know, to the max, you know, so if it means losing a job, we're going to figure out a way to make it happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's already happened in this band, you know, and it's funny because, like, there's even times now where it looks like it might be happening again soon, you know? So especially when you know it's coming, or, you know, you're kind of given a hint, like, it sucks, but it's like, you know, hey, I need to find what's going to fit me, you know? The company doesn't really owe you anything because they're not going to give you anything anyways. You know, they want to use you and abuse you for as much as they can and then throw you away when they're done anyway.
Exactly.
So you can never be afraid to return that favor in the same attitude.
Exactly,
You know, and I'm not saying that every situation's like that, obviously. I mean, you pick and choose your battles, you know, but there's those times where it's just, you gotta remember, man, that you work for you. You work for you and your family and your loved ones and your dreams and what you want. That's what you work for, you know, in your belly, you know, putting food in your stomach and what you need. Like, that's what you work for. You don't work for that company. You don't work for, you know, Boss Joe. You work for you.
Right.
You know, and the people that you love and your dreams, and that's what you work for.
Well, and really the corporations out here that have basically taken a stance that everybody is expendable, and you see it every single day. I see it here in this area. We're pretty lucky in this area as far as the jobs go, but and obviously you get all these fake reports about jobs, you know, how many the unemployment percentage and things like that, and we know most of it's, you know, really BS because it comes from the mainstream media, and it's coming from, you know, different sources from the White House, and things are boosted or, you know, taken away, numbers are taken away depending on, you know, who's going to benefit. And you're right. I mean, these corporations really should treat their employees better and maybe allow them allow them to be a little, or be more lenient, I guess I should say, especially when it comes to something like this. It's very important what you guys are doing, and you know, anyone that ever takes anything away from that is just not seeing the truth. Now as far as this as far as the Liberty movement goes, Adam, I've recently personally kind of experienced a little morality issues, and I've decided to kind of do my show on a more clean level, a more professional level. I noticed there's a lot of people out there, and it seems to me can you see it from your end where there's a little bit of a split where you've got the partying crowd, and please understand, I am not against anything, you know, partying, having a good time. I've done it in the past. Maybe it's my age. I don't know, to be quite honest, Adam. But, you know, do you kind of see a split coming? Do you see different views? You know, and I guess a lot of it's got to do with age. You know, like I said, I'm getting older. I'm thinking a little bit differently. But do you kind of see that? Do you see the split?
Well, I think there's always been splits in the movement. You know, I mean, it's the one thing that you got to remember is these are still all millions upon millions of individual people who share some similar thought, but not all similar thought. You know, but the thing that I find in the liberty movement that is important is that most of these people are acquiring their knowledge on their own by going out and seeking it, and you know, going through different forms of media that are not mainstream. You know,
right.
And putting puzzle pieces together to form their own, you know, their own facts or their own definition. You know. And I think that is what's important. Is a lot of those people are kind of already, they know what's up. You know, they know that they should be open to all these other people's, you know, suggestions or thoughts at the, you know, to the bare minimum. Just, you know, listen to them or whatever. You know.
I guess a better question.
The splits.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say the splits have always been there. You know, and then you know, the party faction of the group, man. I mean, that's probably the biggest faction of the group. You know, to be honest with you, I think the goal in life for most people, especially for the young people, is like, I want to have a fun time. I want to have a good time in life, man. I don't want to be working away slave-like. You know, I think communities can come together to where we can all get work done and have a lot of fun. You know,
but
again, there's going to be the age bracket differences and all those types of things. So there's a lot of splits and divisions in it, but I still think that people are holding it together pretty well.